Hey, I'm Autoweek Senior Road Test Editor Natalie Neff, here with
Autoweek Senior Motorsports Editor Mac Morrison.
And each of us got a chance recently to drive some pretty special cars. In my case,
a special car. One for you, one for me.
In my case, it was the 2013 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500.
And the 2012 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1.
And both of us actually got track time at the drag strip. So you want to tell us the ZL1 experience?
The key to both of these cars is the launch control. That's what everybody's talking about, which is kind of depressing. If you're a purist and you want to go back into the 60s, 70s, 80s, you know, even in the 2000s, in terms of drag racing. The Camaro launch control has 5 modes, and I know the way it's a little different than the Mustang is. The Camaro selects the launch RPM. So if you have launch control on in mode 5, which is what you would use on a prepared, pro drag strip kind of track, you dial up mode 5, push the throttle to the floor, push the clutch in, and based on a couple variables like temperature and barometric pressure, it decides how many RPMs to hold the car at on its own. All you have to do then is engage the clutch, which still is kind of an art form, and it just goes down the drag strip. Whereas the Mustang, you get to...
Yeah, the Mustang's a little different. The Boss and the GT500 have like built-in track apps, which are kind of cool. I mean, for geeks, they're kind of cool. It does things like tell you what your 0 to 60 and blah, 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 lateral acceleration.
But you have more control over the launch RPM.
So in the track apps, you've got a drag strip like little function where you can set the exact RPM you want to launch. Most of the art that is in drag racing, any car, is in clutch control and shift points. A lot of that has been kind of erased over with the launch control systems that have come out in a lot of cars recently, but at least in cars like this, there is still a little
I think there's a lot. It's surprising how much time you can gain or lose just in the way you let the clutch
If you dump it too fast, you could bog down, even on a perfect RPM. If you slide off too slowly, you can, I mean, there is a lot there.
Seems like in the Ford, they're leaving it more up to the driver to have some, semblance of an idea of what the ideal RPM is given the conditions, which seems kind of odd to me that you're going to give a customer that sort of a system to help them. How do you figure that out? I mean, they're not giving you a manual, right, with like a... Like if it's 72 degrees.
Like a blackjack cheat sheet. When you think about it, it's only about 1,500 RPM between top and bottom where you can set it. So, if you set it at 3,000 and, you're bogged down and tires aren't moving, then you dial it all the way at the other end and maybe you burn too much rubber off the line and somewhere's a happy medium.
But it still holds it.
It holds it. Yeah. It holds it dead nuts on that point. On paper, the ZL1 probably lines up better with the Boss 302.
Yeah.
Just because it's more tuned to be a track car, a road racing car.
Oh, and I think the power is a little
that's the other thing.
On par as well.
So the GT500, early estimates for the car with a 5.8 liter supercharged V8 were about 650, but the car actually comes in at 662 horsepower, which is just stupid power.
Yeah.
I mean, 631 pound-feet and 662 horsepower is like, I mean, that's maniacal. Here's full disclosure. I only got 3 runs down the drag strip.
I got 4.
So the best I could do was 12.4 at 120 in the car, which I guess wasn't bad.
Well, that extra 82 horsepower helped you because that's why you were faster than I was, because I got 12.8.
Oh, that's why.
Yes.
Okay. Had nothing to do with skill.
No.
Got it. I mean, it is kind of jaw-dropping to think that this is what you can get in a street-legal car that anybody can have in their garage, buy at their local, Ford or Chevy dealer, write a check, and this is what you get. Because, I can remember not 20 years ago going to the drag strip, the local drag strip for just Ford Nationals weekends or whatever, and cars that ran in the 12s were like, I mean, that was a big deal. Well, and if you were a car that ran in the 11s, that was just like super stock. I mean, that was
exactly.
incredible.
An NHRA super stock car in the late 70s was running, 10, 11, 12 seconds depending. So you're getting what used to be race car performance in a street legal car.
So there you have it. Our quick thoughts on a couple of cool cars, the 2013 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 and
2012 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1.
Catch all the latest auto enthusiast news at Autoweek.com, in Autoweek magazine and iPad edition. Talk with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Autoweek USA.